Hey guys, it's Vinny, and it's been quite some time since I've spoken to you all and since I've updated. And I just thought I would kind of just talk right now and kind of just not, I don't really have any real direction, but I just kind of want to get some feelings off my chest because right now in this exact moment, I feel so miserable. And there's just been so much going on for me lately, so much that's been happening, and it's like I can hardly keep up. I can hardly breathe. So I don't know where to start, but since I've last spoke with you, I have moved to a new apartment and I have moved with my significant other. And to be quite honest, I was really excited about this move. I was really excited to finally have my own space, to feel like I accomplished something. That even though I'm poor, I'm disabled, I have not a lot, that I could still, that I could still have the right to my own space, to my own apartment, even if I need help, because I feel like, at the very least, everybody deserves to have their own home, some place that they can feel safe and some place that they can feel proud of. And I was really excited for it. I really was. But almost every day here, I've just been so miserable. Absolutely miserable. And it has a lot to do with my mental health, which is directly linked to my current relationship. And it's just been it's just been so complicated. The communication in my relationship is horrible. It's toxic. I feel like every time I talk about my feelings, talk about what's going on in my life, or even just have a very superficial conversation, I always end up getting so angry and so triggered, and I always feel like I'm never getting through. I feel like I'm disregarded, like I'm not being acknowledged, and it doesn't matter what I say. And I've learned quite a lot from anger management, which is something that I've also started going to voluntarily because I really wanted to get a grasp and a sense of where my anger comes from, and at the very least, how to control it. Because, unlike with anxiety, I don't really know anything. I don't really know what to do about being angry. And since a lot of my anger comes from my PTSD, a lot of it is instantaneous at times. A lot of it just happens. But when it happens, I do things that I regret and I feel so horrible. So I'm taking these classes and, excuse me, there was one thing that really stuck out to me. Now, it wasn't specifically about anger, but it was something to keep in mind when trying to deal with your emotions in general and your behavior. And it was just the simple concept that you can only control you. You only have you that you can control. You're the only person that you can basically do anything about, no matter how you try, what you say, what language you use, how you plead, how you rearrange things for people, and how much effort you put into something. You can never, you can never make anyone do anything, no matter if it's something that's positive. And I really took it to heart, and I realized that it didn't matter how much work I've put into my relationship. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much I've tried and tried to educate them about my mental disability, to tell them what kind of needs I have to be met, to say how much I hurt whenever they shut me out, whenever they yell at me, whenever they trigger me, and how you know how damaging it is to me. It didn't matter. And even though they say that they care about me, which I do think they do, but it didn't matter, because as long as they didn't want as long as they didn't want to make changes for themselves, and they didn't feel like they could or wanted to try, there was nothing that I could say to do anything. And right now I just feel so trapped, because getting here to this apartment was also part of a very long-term plan that I had. Back when I was sick in 2013, which is the first time I applied for my disability, I had really high hopes. I put in my application for the Taunton Housing Authority, and this was in hopes that me and my partner would be able to finally live together, because we were always so poor, and we're always in a situation where we could only see each other sometimes, and we didn't really have a space to call our own. So I was working hard on that, even though I was sick. But throughout the years, I've experienced houselessness. I've experienced verbal verbal threats, abuse from different people. I've experienced neglect, and it just kept getting worse and worse. I remember when I was houseless, and when I finally was able to come back home, my partner had told me that they were thinking of leaving me. And it was then that it was just really so traumatic, because here I was trying so hard to get a space for us. And in the end, it was met with this surprise, this shock. So I asked why. What have I done? I've only ever tried so hard. But eventually they said that they would give it an effort, that they would try as hard as I was trying. But it never really happened. It never happened. And so our relationship became more and more toxic. They were staying with myself and some family in an apartment, and they would often take out their anger and disappointment on me. Meanwhile, I was trying my best to make my room a real home. I tried my best, because I'm one of those people that I truly live in the present. I'm not someone who knows how to, live for the future or stay in the past, but I truly live in the present. So I wanted to make every day count, but that wasn't something that they were interested in. And eventually, I was devoid of any sort of caringness, any sort of affection, anything that would resemble love. But I still tried. But in the end, where I am now, I feel so miserable. But I'm in such a tangle, because there's so much going on with financial dynamics, with my lack of ability to take care of myself fully. Because let's be honest, I am codependent on others. I can't drive. I can't take myself to my own appointments. There are certain things that I can't pay for. And currently, my family is being supported by my significant other. And I knew that probably what was best for me was if they were to leave. Because the more they were around, the more I just kept getting triggered. And I kept feeling sick because every time they were around, I was constantly reminded about how much they didn't really try for me. No matter what I did, how I helped them, how I was there to support them, it really had truly become a relationship of one person. So we kind of had a talk about how we should probably separate ways, but it's just so hard for me because as someone who's codependent, as someone who needs to be in the vicinity of other people, I'll be truly alone in my apartment, and it's something that I never anticipated. Lately, I've been waking up every day and feeling like it's my last day because, regardless of the things that I want for myself, of my dreams, of wanting to help other people, of the things that I could see myself doing, every every day, every present moment felt like agony. I felt hurt being around them, but I felt even worse at the thought that they wouldn't be there anymore because we've been together for almost 9 years, and you know that's half of my life. I'm only 26 years old, and that's exactly half of my life. And it's just like I don't know what to do. I I had ended up just recently self-harming in a way that was more than superficial. It was more than just a surface wound. I actually gave myself a deep wound, and it was so traumatizing. I felt so disgusted. I felt so scared that I could even do something like that. But it wasn't because I wanted to hurt myself. It was because I felt like I was trapped. I didn't have an outlet. I wanted to run away. So I always try to utilize the support systems that I have. I would spend times, days with my family, and for a while, it would make me feel okay, or it would at least distract me enough so that I didn't have to think about things. I didn't have to process. But the last time I was there, I felt so empty. I felt like it didn't matter that I was surrounded by people that I loved. I felt just hopeless, just nothing. So, right now, I'm in the process of being admitted to another program. It's a 3 week partial inpatient program. And usually I'm excited for this because I absolutely love to learn. I love talking in groups. I love learning about myself and hoping that I can, you know, get better essentially. But I'm really scared because oftentimes I don't even have the strength to leave my room to take care of myself. And I wonder how I'm going to have the strength to leave my place for 5 days a week, for 5 hours each day, when my days right now are filled with me sleeping constantly. And I know it's because I'm fatigued. I know it's because I'm mentally exhausted. And sometimes I could sleep a full 8 hours, and a couple of hours later, I'll sleep for 2 hours, and maybe then after that, I'll sleep for another 5 hours. So most of my day is really just spent sleeping. And I always feel like I'm not even an active participant in my own life. And it's just like I'm fading away. But I really want to feel some semblance of normalcy, some type of stability, but I just don't know what I'm supposed to do. I almost went to a crisis center yesterday, it was, I didn't end up going, but it was actually, surprisingly enough, it was prompted by Social Security. I had gotten a call from them, and they said that my application was full of red flags, that I had spoke of suicide, self harm, and that she wanted to check up on me. And you know what? It was so strange. It was such a strange event to happen because I still don't believe that Social Security cares about me as a whole. But it was nice to see that this individual, whoever she is, took the time out to ask me how I was doing. She proceeded to call me 3 more times during the day. She urged me to go to the crisis center. She called my therapist. My therapist had a talk with me. You know, in the end, like I said, I didn't go, but it was nice. But right now, I'm just looking for some sense of direction. And I just wanted to get all that out. And I wanted to let you guys know how I've been doing. And I've missed I've missed talking on here. But right now, I feel so low that I don't feel like I can show my face. So I wanted to start doing a just sort of a talking session. I want to upload kind of my thoughts, things that happened to me in my life, things that I would like to commentate on, whether they're articles, whether it's something news related having to do with mental health or gender. Sort of like a podcast where I'll just upload audio like I did with this file so that you can listen to it. And I hope that you'll still find some enjoyment, that you'll still get something from this. So that's really all there is to it right now. It's really hard, you guys. It's very difficult being in an emotionally abusive relationship. It's so hard. It's so hard because when there's feelings involved, you literally get sucked into this black hole where you feel like you can't get out. And all I want to do is just survive. I just want to survive this. But you know, I just wanted to say that if you're ever having any trouble, if you ever want to vent, you can write to me. You really can. I'll listen. But yeah, that's it for now. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thanks, guys. Bye bye.